Hey everybody, it's Fox with FoxeoGames, and this is a Fox First Scent of Kingsway, available on Steam for the PC. Looking at this, you may think, well gee, this is a simplistic looking indie title, that must be what it's all about, but I think the intent here is quite obvious. The intent is to use a Windows 3.11 mashed up with kind of Windows 95 aesthetic and create an old school style, not completely authentic, but an old school style fantasy RPG game using a sort of Windows 3.11 look to it, and basically you operate the game through these windows. Now that may not seem terribly unique when I say it like that, but essentially you are basically playing a game that feels like you're playing Windows 3.11 the RPG. It took me a while. This is me just learning how all this works, but basically you have a timer and how fast you can attack. Once you click attack, your bar starts filling up these loading bars that look like something from Windows 3.11 or a few things that might be more taken from Windows 95. The enemies are the same. You can block, and you continue to block until you unblock, and then you can attack as well. You get other abilities depending on your class. You can get spells, you can get armor and different weapons and rings and all that cool stuff. There are towns. You just saw me in a town right there. Your default avatar is always this dude in like a purple cloak, so it always looks like you're some sort of black mage from Final Fantasy, except with a purple cloak. You have to travel from one node to the next, and the travel distance determines the likelihood of an encounter. Boom. So here we've encountered an Ascended. I block, boom, I got hit, so I unblock and then attack. And the secret here is that the windows actually move around semi-randomly. They just sort of hover around. You're never sure exactly what direction they're going to go. They do stop for a second or two, but the goal is to actually hit the buttons continuously and reliably while the window is moving around. Now, sometimes you can actually get multiple enemies at a time, so you're going to have to juggle multiple windows. I like to keep as many windows open as possible just to know everything that's going on. I didn't keep the quest log open in this case, but I have my status open in the lower left-hand corner. I'm sorry, lower right-hand corner. I have my character sheet in the lower right. Or, I'm sorry, lower left. I'll get this right, guys. Left, right, left, right. Let me figure this out. The World Navigator, you pretty much have to have that open just to interact with the world. The log is in the upper right. Shows you kind of what's going on, old school style. You know, so-and-so attacks so-and-so for so-and-so damage. So-and-so does so-and-so effect. Got such and such amount of experience or gold. And then I've got my bag open as well, so I know the kind of items that I have. And there's a limit, both in weight and total number of items you can carry. So I'm trying to tactically block and attack in such a way where I can hit him before he hits me, and then I block at the moment that he attacks, and then I go back to attacking. So that reduces the total damage that you take. What's also interesting is you'll receive basically like emails, and the game doesn't really explain how all that happens, but they'll tell you, hey, we got this sale on potions at this location for this time only. So if you can get there within the prescribed time, you actually get a nice sale on some items, some potions or some armor or something of that sort. You can buy armor, you can buy potions, you can buy all sorts of things. You can sell things in town to get more gold, so you can buy other stuff. There are inns that you can stay at. There's a guild where you can pick up quests. And there are interesting encounters. For example, you could bump into a guy and it'll be like, hey, he looks like a tough guy. You want to go talk to him or you want to avoid him? You'll say, I'll talk to him. And he may turn out to, I leveled up right there. He may turn out to be a thug and attack you. Or he may turn out to be nice and say, hey, there's this really tough enemy at such and such. Make sure to avoid him. And then it'll put it on your map. So now you know where the tough enemy is. So you can go challenge yourself if you want to. One encounter I had quite a few times is basically an old abandoned mansion. And you go there and you can explore the different rooms. You may get in a fight with some enemies while you're in there. You may find that there's a bedroom you can sleep in to recover your health, just like in an inn. You may find that there's another room that has some treasure chests that you can open up and get some goodies from those. So there are, and it is randomized each time you play. It's not all the same, so you get a different experience to a certain degree. But it is, I don't know why I left my character female. I meant to change from female to male, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It is an interesting game, and I gotta admit, I had a lot of fun with it, and more than I thought I would. I was playing it for so long that I actually lost track of time, and I didn't realize how long I'd been playing. I'd only intended to play it for about 10-20 minutes just to get an idea of what it was like, and I went well beyond that. It is a really fun and interesting little title, and I like this. Like, this is something truly unique, and what surprises me is how little attention it's getting. I mean, we're in this age where everyone's all obsessed over indie games or indie-styled games, even if they're not from an indie developer, that have a unique aesthetic or some unique element to it, that has some unique gameplay component. This is one of the most unique. I haven't seen something like this in forever. You know, in some ways it reminds me of an old game like Castle the Winds or one of those, but there's a lot more advancement to it. And I love the fact that the windows just kind of hover and move around and all that stuff. So something really, really, really cool, something you don't see very often, and definitely something that if you think you might like it, you might want to check it out. It's on Steam. It's not too expensive. It's on sale when I bought it. I'm Fox with FoxeoGames, and I will see you guys next time.